The following is an original Livin' podcast.
You know, this is probably one of the more wild Atlanta/Lime Rock weekends that I think we've seen in not really quite some time, but probably since the reconfiguration of Atlanta and since the Truck Series had been going to Lime Rock since, I want to say, last year or 2 years ago. But with that said, we're going to cover all of everything that we just witnessed this weekend, from the record-setting cautions in the O'Reilly's race to the Cup race wrapping up at 2 in the morning on this episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. As always, I'm Elijah Leonard here with you. To the left of me is my co-host Wyatt Walker, and to the bottom, that is Slifer. Gentlemen, what's going on? How we doing tonight?
Well, as you could tell, if you're watching this on YouTube and see me, I'm actually back on my computer for what, first time in forever.
Why don't you go ahead and add on exactly what led to you finally getting back on the PC and why your connection is so much better than what it's been in previous episodes?
I've been trying to change my network stuff because my Wi-Fi, when it comes to coming up here, used to be good, but it's never been here lately. Ever since I moved back home, it hasn't been the best. So, so I had to actually manually run an Ethernet cable. So now I've been wanting to do this for a while, haven't been able to. Finally had the funds to get all the stuff. Ran the cable myself. I got pictures of my cable running up at the roof of my building as I'm getting message from Stapleton saying he's getting food. That's great.
It's actually great to see the heel be coming in here shortly after he gets his food. And we just want to remind everybody that the GTN YouTube channel definitely is going to need your support for sure, because so far we're currently still sitting at the 12 subscriber mark. And also on top of that, you know, I think it definitely would definitely use a lot of that support. So do us a favor, be sure to go over to the Gamers Talk NASCAR YouTube channel and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes that drop every Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. But also, we're on Spotify as well. So be sure to head on over to Spotify, search up Gamers Talk NASCAR. You'll be able to know that it is ours when you see the GTN logo, and also the author of the GTN podcast known as 11 Podcasts, which is obviously my entity. And be sure to hit the follow button over there, so that way you don't miss future episodes as well on Spotify. Which, speaking of, I do believe I might have missed out on uploading the audio to this episode from last week. So do want to apologize for that little Freudian slip. So probably by the time that, you know, throughout this week or maybe early in this week, you might have already seen that episode finally get released onto Spotify. That, of course, is when we reviewed Chicagoland with the JGR sweep, and also previewed Lime Rock, previewed this weekend essentially, which is essentially what we're going to review for this episode here tonight.
I got about another minute and a half if you can do a little bit longer.
All right, I think we've done enough stalling. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yep.
Stapleton, are you ready? Oh, you're not here yet.
All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really think that we can definitely stall much longer. So let's go ahead and get into the Lime Rock Atlanta weekend. Gentlemen, I personally tried to pay as much attention as I possibly could to this weekend, but obviously, like, the beginning, I only watched the beginning of the Cup race at Atlanta. Unfortunately, my time of watching it got cut short because of the thunderstorms. And I also had to go to bed so that way I can get ready for work. But you guys, I do believe you guys managed to watch all the action this weekend. Tell me your guys' thoughts on the Lime Rock Atlanta weekend.
I completely missed Lime Rock.
I saw
Probably.
Lime Rock.
But the O'Reilly race was really good. The Cup race, it was good in both parts. Especially like when they finally went back, or were just starting to go back when the jet dryers were out. One of the funny things that I saw was an interview with Bubba Wallace. Here comes Ryan Blaney in the background.
I've seen this
And-
clip. It's so funny.
And he asked him if he took a nap. Ryan Blaney just goes, "Yeah, I took a nap." Are we live? Are we live on TV?
Yeah, we're live on
Like-
TV.
Yeah. And he just leaves.
He gave a look to the camera and then just walked off. Which was also priceless because I think NASCAR or whichever, account, they took a screenshot of Ryan Blaney's face and they zoomed in on it and added in that Vine boom sound as he was getting ready to walk away. And perfect timing because we had just gotten into reviewing the weekend. Stapleton, welcome on in, man.
Hello.
We took 45 minutes of stalling just to get you in here. Hope you're happy.
Hey. Hey.
They finally went green at 11:20 p.m. Eastern. And the race didn't conclude until 4 minutes shy of 2 a.m. And the ending was actually what I thought like a super speedway race would end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Never thought I'd say that being at Atlanta.
Yeah.
The finish was okay. Was really good despite where we were. We have a good conversation to talk about with Bubba Wall. You bring him up about like how his final lap ended up.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and touch on that a little bit because obviously Bubba, he went below the double yellow line, right? He went below it. However, it seemed like he kind of feathered the throttle just a little bit so he can stay with the leaders, but he still got penalized. Got sent back to 29th. I want to get your guys' thoughts on that one. Like, do you think the penalty is fair, or do you think that NASCAR should have let it go, given whether or not if he advanced his position?
Going back and reviewing and just hearing some of them, I think the penalty was the right call because he did get loose. How he got down, he got loose, lost the car, and he was down there. We went too far down. And he was side by side, but he did give his position back. But he was still racing with it. But he gave like a good amount back, I guess. And he was still racing side by side with like Kosovar and Blaney. So I think the penalty was the right call. It sucks for Bubba because he had a fantastic race. Just one little mistake. He's now 29th instead of being second. But it's just how the rules go.
Granted, I know he went below the double yellow. I think he did go a little bit ahead, but tried to give the spot back. And then here comes Ty Gibbs to give him the bump draft push.
Oh, yeah.
So I do agree, but at the same time, I don't. So it's like I'm 50. I can't believe Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I'm going to assume that like they're going to try and call they're going to try
They're
and
gonna appeal it.
yeah, that's the word I was trying to look for. I would
So-
not
It's
be
not gonna
surprised later. Talk a little bit about Lime Rock. The racing was pretty good. It was all mainly the Lane Riggs and Caden Honeycutt show. They were both up there. Lane, I believe, won both stages. I remember that correctly. But then issues happened while they were in the back. They had Riggs got lapped down, wasn't able to continue.
Yeah.
Try to get up there in the lead lap, finish the lap down. Caden Honeycutt had a fast truck all around. He got up there. With helps for a few cautions, he still ended up getting third place. He did get a run in with like his teammate Gio Rogero, but yeah, a lot of surprising names ran up there too. Colt, I'm going to butcher his last name. Everyone knows this. Colin Brown. Colin Brown.
Yes.
Yeah, he ran up there late. Friesen was up there. Some of these names surprised me. We'll talk more about this on the finishing results. But like, you had some surprising names run up in the front half, and some crazy names didn't even finish. Like Ty Majeski, just low. He wheel hopped on the turn one corner, if I remember correctly, and he just piles the wall, just piles that wall, and his day's done.
Yeah, I didn't watch the truck race, unfortunately, but I do like Limewat, so I'm sure it was a good race.
It was a pretty good race, yeah.
And as far as like Atlanta stuff, Atlanta, I can't believe I'm saying this, might be my favorite drafting track.
That's crazy of how you're
That's
also
crazy.
calling it a drafting. Hello? Who are you and what have you done to Nathan Stapleton? Talking about super speedway racing, not drafting tracks. It's
winner
like
of
we're
Canadian
dumbing
Tire.
down. It's like we are dumbing down the term
Well-
super speedway racing.
I just say drafting track because that's one, what they say, and two, it's still a mile and a half track. I'm not going to call a mile and a half track a super speedway.
Because it isn't. It just
Yeah.
isn't. No matter how hard, NASCAR or Fox or TNT, anybody that's been there in the past is pushing so hard to call it a super speedway. It's not. It never will be. It is a mile and a half
Right.
track that is literally cosplaying as a super speedway track.
Like, I as much as I don't like that part,
No.
I do like of how it's like the 2000s Daytona.
Yeah.
It's fairly worn out already. Handling matters, especially in the summer race. Maybe not really in like February for the winter/spring race, but especially the summer race. Handling matters. So I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
It was handling actually mattered a ton.
There's one other thing I want to touch on here with the truck stuff before we talk about our winners. Sly, can you show, there's something I sent all three of you on Instagram, and it pertains to Tricon.
Uh-oh.
Have you seen the video that they posted on their Instagram or like their social media where you know this trend where it's like your favorite band or your favorite sports team, and they're like let's say for Wyatt, what's your favorite country band? Who's your favorite country band?
I don't have a favorite band. I have a favorite singer, which is the great George Strait.
So imagine, right, in today's, in today's day and age, somebody with the phone walks up to every person on the band that is playing for George Strait. It's like, how many mistakes are you going to make? None. Zero. They make 5 on stage. Yep. So
I've seen this.
I saw this for Tricon and their pit crews. Sly, would you do the honors of showing this video off for the audience, please? For our YouTube audience.
Vinny, how fast are you gonna pit this truck?
9.5 flat.
Oh god.
Colin, how fast are you gonna pit the truck
6
today?
seconds, baby. 6 seconds.
How fast are you gonna pit it today?
14 seconds.
Fast you gonna pit the truck today?
Fastest 10 seconds.
I love that video so much. Let's go ahead and talk about our winners of the weekend. First off, let's start off with Grant Enfinger. We did
I
not
was not
have
expecting that.
Nor
this
did
man
I.
on our radar to win Lime Rock, but he had himself. But like Wyatt probably saw like the last laps between himself and Landon Lewis, which is like, you know, I've heard that Landon raced Grant with a lot of respect.
Yeah.
I didn't see how the finish panned out, but I've definitely heard nothing but good things about Landon Lewis.
Yeah, the racing between the two was fantastic, and not to mention they had the hard charging Caden Honeycutt right behind them too. But I'm happy. I'm happy for Grant. Grant's been haven't had a win since 24.
Yeah,
He
a
has
good 2
been-
years.
He's been below the cut line for a while. Like since the season started, he's finally made his way. He's finally above the cut line. We'll talk about that later, but and we're coming up to another track where I have good faith in him too. We'll get to that part later as well. But Ed Finger, I'm not a huge Ed Finger guy, but I've liked him for a while. I've questioned about him going over to this team a couple years back. He's done pretty well. Got a few wins every now and then. I'm happy for Grant. He's needing a win. This should be a good boost for him when the chase shows up in the next 4 races. with the
Absolutely.
trucks.
Absolutely.
Also, I didn't watch the race, but when I saw that Grand Final won, I was like, okay, that's cool. I've never fully liked Grant, like some other people that I know, Alex. But I've never hated him, so it was really cool to see Grant pull that off. I didn't know he was a locals guy, but apparently he is. And like you said, why it's big for him because he's above the chase cut line now. So it's gonna be sweet. I'm interested in how it all plays out, but it was really cool seeing Grant. I'm missing a game to win.
All right, we know Sly's thoughts.
I'm just gonna go back to my Dino Nuggies now.
Moving on to Atlanta for the O'Reilly series, a record setting. What was it, Ford?
O'Reilly. But seriously.
You do that at the most inconvenient point.
Hey, Stapleton, you need to get your timing right. Then I might get a clue.
But
You can
let's
get clues.
wow, playing Clue on GTN. That'd be wild. But let's go ahead and let's talk about the O'Reilly's race. A record-setting 14 cautions.
That's
Shades of 2005 with the Coca-Cola 600 with a record-setting 22 cautions in that race. This kind of was a little bit similar. But
You want to
except
know? Do you know? Sorry to cut you off, but do you want to know the crazy part about that stat?
yeah, let's hear it.
The record was back in 1992 for the O'Reilly
Wow.
series.
Man,
On the old Atlanta, like when it was
the oval.
Homestead, like the playing oval. I don't know what happened in 1992, but that race stood up for 30 plus years for having the most cautions at Atlanta.
Thanks for aging me,
That-
Stapleton.
yeah, over 30. They have 34 years in this book, and not on the second version, not the quad oval.
Not the quad oval. It has to be
But
the super speedway wannabe configuration.
Apparently broke that record.
Yep.
Because but
But-
yeah, I'm a stat guy, so when I saw that, I'm like, wow.
Nathan McReynolds here, guys. Nathan McReynolds. But
I'm a massive stat guy. If anyone did not know, but yeah.
so let's talk about Justin Allgaier here for a second, because I don't think we had him on our bingo cards to win this race
No.
either. But I got to give a big props to Allgaier. This is his 6th win this year.
Yes.
And not only that, might have heard a few comments in his press conference. Number one, saying that this is probably the most fun that he's had racing in years. But also number two, he is considering staying around for a few more years after fans had urged him not to retire after next year. Give us our thoughts on obviously the finish to the outcome to the O'Reilly's race, and what your reactions are to Allgaier being open to sticking around for a few more years.
Again, you said Allgaier was on none of our radars, and I can definitely agree. This is super speed, but Allgaier has. I figured he'd do good. I was not expecting them to even win because of how unpredictable super speedways are. Even though we can't really talk about Atlanta being super speedway, but I digress. He still came out of nowhere and still won.
Oh yeah,
He beat his teammate Carson Quapple, and just like he got a 6th win. And spoiler alert, y'all, he is confirmed the regular season champion.
how
By the
about
way.
that? Yep, you knew it was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Apparently, he has so many
Shocker.
points. Apparently, he has so many points over Jesse Little that even if he has a catastrophic regular season end, he can't lose it. So
Yeah, he can't lose
But
that.
like the ending and everything, I thought was a little sparking.
Yeah, after the contact
but-
that he had with who was it, Clements on a restart.
Clements put the car in second gear, not at the start finish line, putting the thing in the wall.
He still finished 10th, by the way. That's what's crazy. It's even crazier.
For me, and I'm pretty sure you guys will add on to this. As I mentioned, Allgaier is definitely remaining open to sticking around for a few more years after he said that fans had urged him not to do it, not to retire after next season. But also how much fun he's having racing this year. Probably the most fun that he has had in a very, very long time in the O'Reilly series. So with the confidence that he has this year, and with him saying the words, man, I'm having a lot of fun this year, I think I might stick around for a couple more years. You got to agree that that's probably going to be a pretty dangerous Allgaier for a few more years.
Yeah.
oh,
And
yeah.
I find it funny in the fact, and I probably mention this every week, and it's probably the same thing. Allgaier kicked it up a notch after, I don't remember who it was. It was when Dale Jr. talked about like the Hall of Fame and if Allgaier would be in the Hall of Fame. I don't remember who said it. I think it was TJ something. I can't remember, and I could be wrong. Someone else, and talk about Allgaier would be in the Hall of Fame, and he
And
said
someone
no
said
because
no.
he wasn't a Cup driver, because he wasn't doing it in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's coming off with probably by far his best season.
Mhm.
6 wins before the chases even started. He
Yeah.
didn't even do that in the playoffs when we did have the playoff format.
He was good last year, but he's great this year.
We can move on to the Cup Series, right, Elijah?
Let's go ahead and talk about it because Ryan Blaney, this man, even after a little nap, is carrying Ford on his back right now. He is the only driver to win for Ford this year. First, it was Phoenix, and now Atlanta. Kind of not too shocking, but at the same time, given of how miserable and how painful Ford's season has been this year, I'd say it is absolutely outstanding to see that Ford is back in victory lane. But not surprising that it's Ryan Blaney who has been carrying Ford at his back all year this year.
That's why he needed a nap. There's something else that I sent it to you on Instagram too, Elijah.
Yeah.
Carson Hocevar.
Oh, yeah. He literally did karaoke in his car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't get this song out of my head. And he just starts singing Cutting Crew Died in Your Arms Tonight.
Yep.
Why do I feel like that would be me? If I ever, I feel
No.
like that would be me.
No, you'd be driving, go la la la,
Nah,
ding, disconnect.
I think with Carson Hocevar, it's 50-50. You either love him because of how he races, or you hate him with how he races. It's not really in between. I like him. Like I say there's no one that's in, but there is no in between. But I'm kind of in between. I am
love to
more.
hate
I'm
him.
one of the few that yeah. I'm one of the few that's in between with him.
He had a shot to win.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Bell sticking his nose where it didn't belong, I think we would have probably seen a closer finish.
Yeah. All right. So I guess with that said, why don't we go ahead and review our finishing results here for the weekend, starting off with Lime Rock in the Truck Series. Grant Timfinger coming home as the winner. Landon Lewis finishing in second. Caden Honeycutt third. Parker Kligerman finishing in the fourth position. Christian Eckes rounding out your top five, followed by Daniel Hemrick finishing in sixth. Andreas Perez in seventh. Tanner Gray finishing in the eighth position. Stuart Freese in ninth. And Colin Brown rounding out your top 10. How about that?
I'm not surprised.
Positions 11th on down to 20th looks like this. You got Cole Butcher, Brendan Queen, Jackson Lee, Justin Haley, Dawson Sutton, Wesley Slimp, Chris Wright, Connor Mosak, Graham Doyle, who was driving the 5 for this weekend, and Gio Ruggiero. He rounds out your top 20.
Gio Ruggiero would have gotten a top 5 if he didn't get spun out by Caden Honeycutt. I believe it was either the last lap or the second or 2 to go. I do not remember the lap, but he spun him out. He would have gotten like a better finish, top 5 finish, if he didn't get spun out.
Oh, yeah. 21st on down to 30th looks like this. You got Lewis Foster, who actually I believe was pulling double duty this weekend, who was pulling double duty this past weekend because I think IndyCar was also at Lime Rock too. Jake Garcia, then you got Lane Riggs.
No. I think it was an off week. I think that's why Lewis Foster was able to win the truck race. Pretty sure. I like the car to race that line a lot, but I'm pretty sure because it was an off week for the car that allowed Lewis Foster to win it.
Yep.
Sorry to cut you off.
Anyways, continuing, Lane Riggs finishing 23rd. Then you got Minnie Tyrell, Tyler Ankrum, Frankie Muniz, Josh Rayom, who was the last driver running on track. Then you got the drivers that retired from the race. You got Corey LaJoy, Thomas Annunziata, that stings, and Chandler Smith, who completes your top 30.
I want to talk about him. Thomas Annunziata. When I watched the race, he was amazing. He was fantastic. I think he was second in one of the stages, or caution came out closer to the end. I don't remember when it was, but his car just, I don't know if y'all saw clips of it, his car just blew up. Running second and just having a great race, and his truck just blew up. I think it was stage 2, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say, I could be wrong. Could be 100% wrong. Someone can fact check me, or it was just one of the cautions. But he was running good. He's having a great race. Could have had a shot to win. Just his truck just blew up, and that just heartbreaks for him. I saw him do pretty well. He was doing fantastic, and then just to end it like that. And I believe it said it was his second start too. So
How about that?
yeah.
Finally, from 31st on down to 30th, looks like this. You got Ben Rhodes, Ty Majeski, and Ben Meyer, who went out of the race on lap 33.
So, what you were wondering about, what was that Lime Rock? It was actually, and I'm surprised Stapleton didn't correct you on this part. It was ARCA that was at Lime Rock.
Well, we knew that, but we don't talk about ARCA.
And USF Juniors Racing was that Lime Rock.
We don't know that either. So
No, but no.
Speaking of ARCA, And speaking
Crap.
of Thomas, Kamsanasia did win the Achilles.
He did.
Apparently,
Yeah.
2 years in a row at Lime Rock.
Yes.
So, he is the king of Lime Rock in Oakland. Apparently.
Put the lime and the coconut to drink it all up.
All right, continuing on to the O'Reilly's results at Atlanta, actually. Starting off with Justin Allgaier coming home as the winner for the 6th time this season. Carson Kvapil finishing in the 2nd position. Parker Retzlaff finishing in 3rd. William Sawalich started 4th, finished 4th. This is where things start to get a little bit interesting. Anthony Alfredo rounds out your top 5. Second time, I believe, that this is Viking Motorsports, correct? That has secured both cars inside of the top 5.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. I don't remember what race, but I do.
It was
believe that.
Sonoma. It was Sonoma.
At a road course, that's okay.
But here's where the rest of your top 10 gets a little funky. Garrett Smithley comes home in 6th. Brandon Jones finishing in 7th. Are we shocked about that? Kyle Sieg finishing in 8th. Raja Karuth 9th. And as I pointed out earlier, Jeremy Clements went on to finish 10th, especially after getting absolutely ran over by Allgaier on a restart.
And the entire field.
I cannot believe that I just heard Elijah say Garrett Smith got a top 10.
Yep.
Oh, just wait till you hear this 11th through 20th.
It's been
Oh,
a
it gets
while,
worse.
by the way, since I've said Garrett Smithley on a GTN or like a racing podcast episode that we've done of any kind. Probably since the Pit Stop Show days. Anyways, 11th on down to 20th. This is where it gets a little bit funkier. Mason Maggio, Josh Bilicki, Patrick Starr, Dean Thompson, Glenn Reen driving the 53 for Joey Gase.
Okay.
Ryan Sieg, Brendan Poole, who arguably should have won if Allgaier didn't win. Sammy Smith, Nick Sanchez, the guy that screwed Brendan Poole, and Blaine Perkins, who completes your top 20. 21st on down to 30th looks like this. LeVar Scott. He was the last car running, might I add. Then we get to the retirees. Austin Hill, Ryan Ellis,
4 wide.
Mr. Bottom Split Final Boss himself, Austin Hill. If you know, you know. Ryan Ellis, Brent Cruz, Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love, Jordan Anderson, Leland Honeyman, Nick Leitz, and Jake Finch, who is driving the 9 this weekend, completes your top 30. Finally, we get to positions 31st on down to 38th. Sam Mayer. He started first, but not the right. He didn't finish in the correct first. He finished 31st. Then we got Corey Day, Taylor Gray, Harrison Burton, Logan Bearden, Carson Ware, Joey Gase, and Jeb Burton, who didn't even complete a lap.
I know he was out of the race, but I'm surprised you didn't pick up on it. Carson Ware finished or ended up 36 and started 36th.
Logan Bearden started 35th and finished 35th as well, and he also went on lap 69.
What a way to go out.
What a way to go out indeed. All right, let's get to our cup results. Ryan Blaney, he started first. He finished first. The man that is carrying Penske and Ford on his back this year. He goes to victory lane after taking a nap. Christopher Bell, he started 32nd. He started 32nd and he finishes second. How about that? He gained 30 spots since the start of the race. Carson Hocevar coming home in 3rd. Ty Gibbs finishing in 4th. Eric Jones rounds out your top 5. SVG replicating the result that he got earlier this year at Atlanta, finishing in the 6th position. He does it again here for this weekend. Austin Dillon coming home in 7th, Tyler Reddick 8th, Joey Logano 9th, and Chris Buescher rounding out your top 10.
I want to point something real quick. Not only did he just win both stages and the win, he got almost a full points day for Ryan Blaney. And I will not mention who got the fastest lap until we say his name. So go ahead and continue on, because this is shocking.
May I add before you say this, Sly? We were all caught off guard by this.
Yeah.
By that stat.
You will not guess. Stapleton, start thinking, because you ain't going to figure it out. Sorry.
I already know what is. So
what the hell?
Didn't he also have the record for leading the most laps at Atlanta? I think when he led 171.
I'm not too sure. I don't think that's a stat. I don't know if that was a stat that got brought up.
No.
I think it did by the birthday boy. I think.
Maybe.
All right, let's continue on here. 11th on down to 20th looks like this. You got Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, William Byron, Cole Custer, John Hunter Nemechek, Todd Gilliland, and Ty Dillon. He rounds out your top 20. Excuse me. From 21st on down to 30th, it looks like this. Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ryan Preece, Josh Berry, Brad Keselowski, Noah Gragson, Connor Zilic, Bubba Wallace, and Zane Smith rounds out your top 30. And then finally, we get from 31st on down to 38th. Austin Hill, and ladies and gentlemen, the driver with the fastest lap of the race with a 29.91, Cody Ware.
How did Cody Ware get the fastest lap? I get it's a super speedway, but Cody Ware. Cody Ware.
Good chigga. Good chigga.
Cody freaking Ware.
You know,
I'm gonna be honest.
No pun intended, but where'd he come from?
Yeah.
I don't know, because like he was like multiple laps down at one point.
He finished 4 laps down.
Yeah. So
honestly, I think Rick Ware Racing is going to have to cut a deal with Disney to run a Lightning McQueen paint scheme in the future.
They lost the opportunity with Michael McDowell when he drove the 95.
That's true. Let's continue on here. Chad Fincham, Kyle Larson. And he was the last car. He was the last car running on the track. And then we get to our retirees, who are Riley Herbst, Chase Briscoe, and it's such a shame to say Chase Briscoe, because not only did he win last week, but also he was carrying a Freebird paint scheme, I believe.
Yes.
So unfortunately, anybody that was playing Freebird by the time that Briscoe went out of the race, I am so sorry. AJ Allmendinger, and then finally BJ McLeod, who went out of the race on lap 105.
I
All right. That's the start to the Ozzy Osbourne song, Crazy Train.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
All right. With that being said, we go on to my segment of all the damn points. That is my stick. That is my deal. You have no right to do it. Anyways, we start off with the Truck Series after going to Lime Rock. After, I mentioned before, after Grant Enfinger won, he is now jumped up to the top 10 in the chase stand. He's currently 9th. I'll go over that in a second, but Lane Riggs and Honeycutt. Lane Riggs is so close to getting locked in. He is so close with If he only had like 10 more points, I'd say 11, he would have been locked in.
Yeah.
He would have been locked in because he need 304. He's got 294. Almost got locked in, but not yet. But could happen. I think by next week, you got Lane Riggs and both him and Caden Honeycutt will definitely get locked in by next week. But continuing on, as I mentioned, Lane Riggs has 294 points above. Then Kenny Honeycutt 250. Then a 110 point gap between him and Chandler Smith, who has 140. Christian Eckes 139. Gio Ruggiero 130. Ty Majeski 62. Ben did I say Ty Majeski? I think I did. Yeah, Ty Majeski 62. Ben Rhodes 54. Daniel Hemrick 53. Grant Enfinger now is above the cutoff by 42 points while we have 4 races left in the regular season. And the last car in right now is Tyler Ankrum, only 17 above the cutoff. And now we go to the drivers that are currently below the cutoff. We have Stuart Friesen down by 17. Jake Garcia also tied with Stuart Friesen. Brendan Queen down by 21. Andres Perez down 31. Justin Haley 34. Tanner Gray 41. Dawson Sutton 99. Minnie Tyrell 104. Cole Butcher 114. And then last, Chris Wright with 131. Points are getting a little spread out, but close in the truck series. And here in a few, we're going to have some drivers locked in next week.
Oh yeah.
And what track we're going to, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot of trucks locked in by next week. Continuing on to the O'Reilly series. Yeah.
O'Reilly Auto Parts series.
Before you get to your points,
Yeah.
Stapleton, why is it you get it right on the money when Wyatt does his, but you cannot time it correctly when Elijah does it?
Not to mention when we do predictions.
He doesn't know, he says.
To the O'Reilly series, which we already have with 3 races left in the regular season. We have our regular season champion already locked up. Justin Allgaier, currently 444 points above the cutoff. He is not only locked in from the chase a couple weeks ago, he is now locked in as the regular season champion and will start the chase with a 25 points.
I didn't see this coming.
We got Jesse Love, who's only 204. He is close to getting locked up. I think it's been on NASCAR.com or something saying he's already locked in. How my points look, I don't want to lock him in just yet. Maybe give it next week, then I'll change my mind on that. It's only 204, and how my points look, I do my points with the all the full points max points we get, which is 76. That times out by the races are left, which the goal for the 3 races is 228. Not even close by Jesse Love. So we got that. Then Sheldon Creed's in third with 171. Corey Day, 167. Carson Quapple, 160. Brandon Jones, 150. Austin Hill, 137. Sammy Smith, 117. Parker Retzlaff, as we mentioned beforehand, the lone Viking Motorsports driver, is only up by 71 points. Sam Mayer, 33. Rookie Brent Cruz up by 18. And Taylor Gray's the last spot in with 17 above the cutoff. And the first one below the cutoff, fellow rookie Roger Carruth. Down by 17.
He did have a great outing.
Yeah, he did. And we almost have it to where 3 rookies will be back into the top 12. And remember what we talked about earlier that we had like almost 4 rookies?
Yeah.
In the top 12 a little while back.
Hmm.
That kind of faded out with like only one being Corey Day with 2 wins. Now Brent Cruiser finally made his way up, and then Raja Cruz is teetering along that line with the only driver who has won but is currently below the cutoff at this moment. William Sawalich down by 21. The only driver with the win in any series that's currently below the cutoff. Ryan Sieg down by 66. Anthony Alfredo down by 116. Brendan Poole 153. Dean Thompson 171. Jeremy Clements 177. Harrison Burton 220. And Jeb Burton 223. I usually mention one more name, which will be the 22nd, but here's the kicker, y'all. From people below Jeb Burton are not able to make the chase. They are too far down in points.
Yeah.
What y'all's thoughts about Allgaier winning the regular season, and who do we think with 3 races left is going to make it in, and who's going to be out?
Me personally, I'm not shocked. Granted, like, look at the season that he's had this year. 6 wins. And is 220 points ahead of Jesse Love when we think about this. This man, this Allgaier, I think this is, as we've touched on earlier, this is the most fun that he's had in years. And not only that, right? He is like, he is on a tear of consistency. Like he is more consistent than I think I've seen him in a long time, probably since before the days of, like, you know, when the chase format got dropped down to the then Xfinity series and then the then Camping World Truck Series. But like, this is honestly, I think this is probably not, obviously it's not shocking to me to see that Allgaier is the regular season champion, especially this late into the regular season and well before we get into the chase. As far as like who I personally think would get in, it's a toss up between, I'd say, Sam Mayer, Brent Cruz, Taylor Gray, and Raja Caruth. Particularly those 4. Parker Retzlaff, I think he is done just enough, and it probably will continue to, you know, be as consistent as he has been all year to stay inside of the top 10, right? To stay inside of the top 10, you know, in the point standing. So at least keep him inside of that top 12 threshold in order to make it in. The real fight, I think, is now going to be between Mayer, Cruz, Gray, Caruth.
I will argue that adds Sawalich in there, even though like he's not having a good season still. Like, yes, he got the win at Rockingham, but it's still not the best. He's still only 21 below. He's still in that fight too.
I still don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And
that's just my opinion.
Ryan Sieg is down by 66. He is still borderline, but I do not see Ryan Sieg. Hell, I see a lot of these drivers we talk about. We go from, I had 22 names, now we have 21. I'd be surprised we don't get cut down to 17 by next week when I do these points. Actually, no, I take that back. We don't race. We're not racing next week. By a couple weeks.
As far as the points wise goes, I think the fight is going to be between Cruz, Gray, and Caruth. Just those 3.
Yeah.
Mayer's had decent outings, but sometimes he's just gotten caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time, backtracking all the way to Coronado. Oof. That just cold chills just thinking that. But no, I've already, like you even touched on with Sawalich, I don't think he could be 21 down, but one good outing, like Rockingham, and I believe this past weekend, ain't gonna cut it. You have 3 races to go. His track record this season has not been that great.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Indy and Iowa, you got to get good because Daytona is going to be the wild card when we get there.
Mhm.
Daytona's always,
I know
no
that's
matter
all.
what series,
Yeah.
it's always the wild card because that's one of the true drafting tracks.
And now we move on to the main one, the Cup Series. And this is getting dicey when it gets close to the points on this one. With only 6 races left in the regular season for the Cup Series, Denny Hamlin is still top of the board with 353 points above the cutoff. Tyler Reddick not that far with 329, and don't look now, Ryan Blaney's not that far back with 288 points. I think we talked about it's just going to be a fight between Hamlin and Reddick for the regular season. Ryan Blaney just said, "Hold my beer," and he is currently closed that gap.
What's crazy is those 3 combined 11 wins combined.
And after that, there's a big points between Ryan Blaney and Ty Gibbs, who he has 227 points. Chase Elliott 172. Kyle Larson 156. Chris Buescher 130. Carson Hocevar 125. Christopher Bell 113. Chase Briscoe 104. Daniel Suarez 91. William Byron 82. Bubba Wallace 55. Austin Cindric 32. SVG 31. And Eric Jones is only above the last spot in by 8 points. And then we have as I mentioned, Logano down by 8. Ryan Preece 26. Brad Keselowski 43. Ross Chastain 45. Michael McDowell 47. And AJ Allmendinger down by 50. He lost a few spots.
With all the bad luck Kyle Larson's had, how is he still in the top 10 in points?
That's a good question. He had like a great cushion. He had like a great cushion between him and Chris Buescher, though.
Before the last 2 weeks, he went on that like crazy 5 to 6 top 5 stretch in 7 races. That's how.
And then we go to everyone's favorite points gap. Watch it. Actually, believe it or not, oh wait, never mind. I have to zoom out a bit more. Correct. We have the battle for dead last with Connor Zilic and Cody Ware. That gap's now 238 for Zilic and 277 for Cody Ware. Even after, hold on, I will answer that. Who do we think might get it? Because this one is more of a question. This one you could question more than the other series. This one's pretty tight.
You're not going to like it.
Yeah, I already know.
I think Logano's going to squeak in.
I don't want to agree
As
with
much
it,
as much as Eric Jones has been showing up, I think he's going to have a one bad race and he's going to be out. But also personally, I think it's going to be a 4-horse race to get that 16th spot.
What about SVG? Yes, he started one above, but we're about to go on some short tracks in Indy.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting because like SVG is pretty solid at the short tracks. So I mean, like like for me, I would say the top 12 is probably gonna be in regardless.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the real like conversation is gonna be 13th through like 20th. Like who gets those final 4 spots and who will be the first 4 out.
You know, I would definitely agree with, like I said, with Logano just barely squeaking in, as much as why I doesn't like hearing that.
Well,
so
you say that, but I feel like Eric Jones could sneak in though.
I do agree with that too. I agree with that as well. Eric Jones could definitely squeak his way in. Logano, I still feel like could also maybe, if Ford can get their poop in a group with the rest of their cars.
But
Logano
relying
could,
on Blaney.
instead of fully relying on Blaney, as much as I love Blaney, he's my boy. And I'm a Penske guy altogether too. But maybe Logano could potentially win, say maybe this coming weekend at North Wilkesboro, maybe even Indianapolis. That's a big maybe, by the way, as I'm saying this. Eric Jones is a dark horse. I think we all can agree with that. Eric Jones has been absolutely amazing this year. Legacy Motor Club altogether has been amazing, but Eric Jones has obviously been the eye catcher, of this chase picture. SVG, same thing for him. Granted that all of his wins this year has come on road courses, but he still has improved massively on the ovals, and he still has an opportunity to get a win on an oval. North Wilkesboro, I mean, granted it was the All-Star Open last year. He practically dominated the thing for a while.
That's what's gonna make it so interesting about SVG in particular, is because there's a lot of these flat ovals left in the regular season. I think, if I remember right, it's North Wilkesboro, Iowa, New Hampshire, and then Indy.
Yeah, in Martinsville.
Well, I think they're talking about like before the chase.
I'm talking about
before
before
this.
the chase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Iowa, New Hampshire,
North
Yeah.
Wilkes.
North Wilkesboro, Indy's kind of, Indy's like interesting.
No,
because there's been
Indy's got a
the-
little bit of degree bankings.
Yeah.
a little, but it's still flat. Kind of, and like
only-
Indy, like that in the past, there's been some low course guys that have done really good at Indy. Like Juan Pablo Montoya was always good at Indy.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, who knows? Maybe SVG can figure that out.
I want to go back to SVG for a moment because again, he's improved massively on the ovals. I mean, and we all can agree that he is well overdue for a win on an oval for this year specifically. But I feel like just one win on an oval, doesn't matter where it is. I feel like that would be enough for him to, at least feel like he can stand on more solid ground and potentially get himself into the chase for this year. Because road courses, we're done with road courses this year. We're done with them for the Cup side. Now it is all ovals. So SVG, hey man, you better brush off on those oval skills that you had a little bit ago. It's time to strut your stuff again on the ovals.
Not to mention short tracks.
Especially the short tracks. So not Stapleton, but Wyatt, since he is on a very important phone call, we're going to go ahead and wrap this segment up with our GTN points. And go ahead, Sly, flex those muscles because you are still holding on to that points lead with 77 in your bank account. Wyatt is 1 point back with 76.
Do you want me to do this part? I know it's hard.
I'll bite the bullet. I'll fight through the pain. Stapleton is at 74.5 points. And I'm at 74.
How the mighty have fallen, Elijah. Me and you are falling behind.
Because of your stupid half point.
I'm not the
Technically,
reason
you
why.
would still be at the bottom. You'd just be tied.
You'd be tied with me. If it wasn't for your half point, we'd be tied. You would be digging at the bottom of the barrel with me.
He was digging at the bottom of the barrel with me for majority of the season.
What has happened to us, Elijah?
I guess the luck has the pendulum has swung the other way.
Don't worry, it's gonna swing the other way when the chase.
But
yes, the chase is here.
But let's just be real with ourselves. This was not a good week for us. Like realistically speaking, like I got shut out of trucks. all of us, except for Wyatt, got shut out of trucks. Wyatt only got 1 point. All of us, with the exception of myself and Wyatt, got shut out of O'Reilly's. We both got 1 point. None of us, thank God, got shut out of the Cup Series. I got 1.
Yep.
Wyatt got 1. You, Sly, and Stapleton both got 2 to make up for them getting shut out of trucks and O'Reilly's.
And I almost swept. Almost.
Yes. And
As
so,
surprisingly as it seems.
with that said, I think this is going to conclude the segment of all the damn.
Points.
I think with that said, why don't we go ahead and preview North Wilkesboro, not for the All-Star race, but for the first time in 30 years, a points paying race at North Wilkesboro. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for NASCAR to come back to North Wilkesboro. And finally, in 2023, they made the return for the All-Star race. They kept it as the stable for the All-Star race for a few years. And now they are finally pulling the trigger and running a points-paying race at North Wilkesboro for the first time in 3 decades. Gentlemen, what are we looking for this weekend?
I'm excited. I am really excited.
Really?
Yes. If you can't tell.
No, not one bit.
Like, literally, the only one here that I think may have seen a race at North Wilkesboro before is maybe Sly.
That face.
You got the side eye, my guy.
Honestly, me, Elijah, and Wyatt were not born yet, so we couldn't see.
No, I don't think any of y'all were.
That's what he just said.
But no, yes, back in the day. Asshole. North Wilkesboro, like as far as points paying races go, have produced a lot of really amazing races. One of the better short tracks, and honestly, in my opinion, if you really count like Bristol and Martinsville, it's one of the better short tracks.
Oh, yeah.
But now with obviously the size of these cars, I honestly really don't know what to expect. So I'm actually intrigued to see as far as points paying goes.
Yeah, like
What could come out.
You mentioned these cars. That's one thing that makes me worried. I don't think I've watched a full All-Star race with the North Wilkesboro, to be completely honest with y'all. So I still have my worry with we're going to a short track. We know how these cars go at other short tracks. There's some that's been like better than others, but you always still have to have that factor in the backgrounds, like how are the cars going to go and what kind of race are we going to see? We're excited about this race. We're all excited.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
how is the I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but it's like, how do we think the racing's going to go because of it being a short track? We've had great races with some tracks, but more not with some of the short tracks. It's hard to pass.
All right, let's circle back here. Let's go ahead and finally get on down into the predictions for this weekend. It is Trucks and Cup that are here at North Wilkesboro. Be kind of cool if O'Reilly's was taking part in this action as well, in my honest opinion. But we got Trucks and Cup, which is still equally as good. We know how trucks do, but let's go ahead and talk about our picks. We give you a driver who we think is going to win. That's pretty self-explanatory. The driver to stay away from is the driver that hasn't been doing well the last couple of weeks, or we're just coming up to a track where they don't really perform all that well at, whether statistically or in general. And the dark horse is the exact opposite. So, as I mentioned, we know how trucks perform. We know how the cup cars perform. All-star with an all-star format, but now we're about to see it with what, 38, 39 cars or whatever it's going to be. With that said, Slifer, take it away, man. You were up first.
All right, so for the trucks, my dark horse. This is gonna be crazy. He's back for at least one race in the Colleague 25. I'm taking Ryan Airman Newman.
I like that.
Airman.
Yeah.
Airman.
I thought it was
he's got
Rocket
some
Man.
air. No, he's got some air before.
Oh, he has. But he's better known as Rocket Man.
My stay away. Cole Butcher. I know. You probably thought I was gonna say Frankie, huh?
No. Kind of had a feeling that you would have said Cole Butcher.
But my driver to win. I might think I'm crazy. I'll take Chandler Smith.
He did win last
He
year.
has won. That's what he has to have a win. I like that.
And now for the Destruction Derby 450.
That's what he said about Atlanta, and it ended up being not a destruction derby.
Unless
you
you're
watch
talking
the
about
O'Reilly?
O'Reillys. I was about to say, did you watch? I'm about to say, unless you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the O'Reilly series.
For Cup, you said that, and it was not that bad.
I think he also said that for the O'Reilly series.
Yeah, I said it for both. My dark horse, I think I'm gonna go with Denny Hamlin.
I like it.
Alright.
Stapleton might hate me on this. My stay away, Kyle Larson.
Wow.
And now turn 2. But my driver to win. He has shown real potential on short tracks like Bristol.
Oh, yep.
I'm going with Ty Gibbs.
Alright.
All right. Stapleton, you're up next.
Alright. Well, my truck series prediction. I will agree with Chandler Smith. My dark horse will be Chandler Smith, because he won this race last year. I think he could have a shot once again. But I don't think he's going to win. My driver to stay away from, I'm gonna say this is actually harder than I thought.
What she said.
I know that's PG.
All right, our truth.
You,
Where's little Jimmy?
Oh my god.
wait a minute. He picks the cup driver, but it's the one we don't want him to pick to stay away. He still won't get the half point.
Wait, what if he does get the stay away point? Wouldn't that be half?
No, stay away is still a full point. If it's a stay away, it's still a full point. If it's a winner or a dark horse, that's your one. That's your.
Oh, you mother!
That's what I'm saying. Like, damn it, Stapleton. Come on.
You know
winner,
what?
Winner Chase Elliott. Come on. We know this.
You know what? You give me a great idea, Wyatt. My driver to stay away from, Chase Elliott.
Now,
Stay away is Chase Elliott?
why did you say that? You couldn't. You didn't have to bring that up.
He wasn't going to get a half point anyway. He'll get full point.
But I think even then, Elliot will still do good enough to where that point won't count.
That's it.
I'm
Either
kidding.
one of them.
I'm kidding. It's called a joke. It's called a joke. My actual driver just stay away from. My actual driver to stay away from would be Dawson Sutton.
What the real joke is that half a point.
My driver to win. I think we're gonna have a surprise winner again. Daniel Hemrick.
Daniel Hemrick
And
is your
I have-
driver to win?
Yes, and
I
I,
like
have
it.
stats to back up. He finished 4th in this race last year. So I could see him getting possibly another top 3 finish and maybe winning. I'm looking at racing reference of who we ended up on last year. I'm very stat-filled today, so give me Daniel Hemrick to go a little bit better and possibly win.
Oh, I got stats too when it comes to me, but I'll talk about mine later on.
And meanwhile, the Cup Series. I'm going straight to the point with this one. He won the All-Star Open last year. I think he is going to be a dark horse. Give me Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
He won the Open last year. My driver to stay away from. I'm gonna say Austin Hill. I feel like I know. I feel like there's some beef that needs to be settled between him and SVG, and I think like they're gonna maybe take each other out this time.
Is Stapleton the first one to actually pick Austin Hill as a stay away since after Kyle Busch?
Probably. I hate to do it. I really do. But I'm just going off the fact that there's some beef between
I'd rather
Austin
have
Hill
steak
and SVG.
or chicken.
What?
I'd rather have steak or chicken.
That's crazy.
Anywho, my driver to win. I went back and forth with this one. I almost said Christopher Bell. I almost said Ryan Blaney. I almost said some others, but I think the driver that wins this race, it's not been a great year for him. Let's be honest, it's not. It's been kind of a summer slump, but at the end of the day, he's a short track ace. I'm still going bold. This is the summer of bold. Give me Ryan Preece to win at WILKESBORO. Short track
That's
ace.
not who I thought you were going to say.
Yep, me too.
I'll be honest, Stapleton. I thought you were going to say Connor Zilich.
Wow.
I also thought you would have said Kyle Larson.
If it makes you feel any better, Stapleton, I didn't even have a guess of who you were picking. So
Ryan
Well, no, when
Preece won the Bowman Gray Stadium clash this year.
I like it.
I could see it. Is it likely? No. It's going to be fairly dependent on if FK actually gets the setup right. But knowing Ryan Preece, he is a short track merchant. I could see it.
Absolutely.
Give me one, please.
There you
I
go.
like that. I like that.
Alrighty. Wyatt, you're up, man.
Now, like Stapleton, I also went back, but I one up you, Stapleton. I went back to the all three. Of the I went back to the all three North Wilkesboro races.
Oh,
that
back
we
when
did.
Oh, so like back on the old pavement the first year, and then
Like-
first year or two.
Yeah, for
And
the
then
truck
they
series.
became-
I went to all three races, and I did this stat, and I feel confident with this stat. I went back and forth with my dark horse. I had two, and actually, it's the one I picked, which is I got Lane Riggs.
Okay.
Lane Riggs is a good short track guy. He's been close here. He's pretty good. I also thought about Ryan Newman too. I thought about Ryan Newman as well. But here's an interesting stat for you. Finished outside the top 20, all three. My stay away, it's been Rhodes.
Oh,
Believe it or not, Ben Rhodes is not good here. He has crashed out at least once. And he's finished low the other two. So, but my winner, I got last week's winner, Grant Edfinger, and here's to add on to that. Edfinger has finished top 10 all three races. He's finished 10th on the first race. He finished second last year. I do not remember where he finished the year before. I forgot that one, but it was in the middle of the pack. I think about 5th or 6th. Maybe 7th. I don't remember. But when it came to Edfinger, he has momentum. I would not be shocked if the number 9 wins 2 in a row and brings that he's already above the cutoff. Let's get a bit more points. So I got Edfinger as my winner.
interesting.
For the Cup Series, this one was hard. I couldn't really decide. I tried to go back to watch all three of the All-Star races, all three of the finishes. I couldn't make any line up to I could say it was a definite dark horse winner and all that. So my dark horse, I agree with you, Stapleton. His season's not been good. I don't see him winning, but he will run up there really damn good. I agree with Ryan Priest. I don't think he'll win, but I do agree with him running good, especially at the short tracks. Now, this stat I did see was a good comment. My driver to stay away from is Brad Keselowski. I do not have confidence in Brad. Yeah. My driver to win, What, Sly?
None.
My driver to win. I went back and forth. I went back and forth between both drivers of the in-season challenge because once. Anyway, I went back. Fine, stop. You're distracting me. Before,
Wiley. Horror parts. Series.
Let the man finish. He's getting ready to roll his eyes on the back of his head.
I'm pulling a Sly.
Wait, I didn't show a figure. You did.
No, I didn't. I didn't show
You
him
showed
either.
You showed a little bit of it before you put it down. Anyway.
Anyways, I went back and forth between both of the in-season challenge drivers. They're both pretty good here. Ryan Blaney's a good short track. Bell won last year. I had to go. I had to go Bell. I went a little biased. I had to go Bell. What the hell, Stapleton?
Why are the eyes closed?
Whatever. I went bias. I went Bell.
All right. With that said, it is officially my turn. I have already gone ahead and preemptively made my predictions here for this weekend. We're going to start off with the truck series, and I kind of went through and kind of thought about this kind of thoroughly about who could be some pretty good short track races. And the first one that came to mind was my driver to win, Ty Majeski. He is honestly probably one of the best short track aces that we currently have on the truck series circuit and even on the racing circuit altogether. Doesn't matter if you put him behind the wheel of an O'Reilly's car, an ARCA car, a truck, a late model, doesn't matter. He's gonna run it and he's gonna dominate. Give me Ty Majeski as my driver to win. He's gonna put that 88 back in victory lane for the first time in 6 years. Driver to stay away from, Chris Wright.
Okay.
Stapleton.
And my dark horse, I will agree with this one. Lane Riggs definitely is a really fantastic late model racer. Obviously, throughout his days on the short track, in the Cars Tour as well. So it has translated very well, into the truck series circuit in a lot more ways than just one. So, give me Lane Riggs as my dark horse. All right, I don't care if my mic cuts out here, but ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event. For the first time in 30 years, the Cup Series goes points racing at North Wilkesboro. It is the 4th annual Window World We Need New Winders 450 at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series. Here we go. My driver to win, I agree with Sly on this one. He has definitely come into his own this year, especially on the short tracks. I got Ty Gibbs as my driver to win. Toyota altogether has been absolutely phenomenal, but Ty Gibbs specifically is the one that I'm zeroed in on. He has, again, short tracks have definitely been his thing. My driver to stay away from is Noah Gregson.
Okay.
That's why when you were wondering when you said what, I was waiting for him to put a second number. So when it just stopped at 4, I'm like,
I get
there
it.
is why.
I get it.
You're like,
I
what?
get it. I get it now.
But my dark horse, I will agree with Ryan Preece as my dark horse. A proven short track ace in his own right. He has shown it on the modified tour for many years, and it has translated over into the O'Reilly side of the time, even in the trucks, and currently in the Cup Series. My guy, Ryan Preece, is my dark horse. Alrighty, gentlemen, we have done everything that we needed to do here. We have basically reviewed the Atlanta weekend. We've gone over our points. We have talked about North Wilkesboro. Finally getting a cup date for a points-paying race for the first time in 3 decades, and have made our predictions. So one last question. Any final thoughts before we get the North Wilkesboro weekend underway?
What's old school is now new school. Bring on North Wilkesboro for some cup points racing.
Welcome back, North Wilkesboro, for points racing.
oh boy. They got to be all gas and no brakes.
They're about to channel their inner Jacob Fatu. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up this episode of GTN. I want to thank you guys a lot for listening to this episode. And just in case, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, do us a huge favor. As I pointed out at the beginning of the show, we definitely need your support. Just that way we can get our name out there a little bit more, and we can definitely try to grow the podcast all together, not just on the Spotify side, but YouTube as well. So do us all a huge favor. Be sure to, on YouTube, hit the like button and consider subscribing in order to keep up with all the content throughout the 2026 season, along with all the other episodes from 2022, our very first season of GTN, every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. EST. Now, I almost said AST. Don't know what that means. American Standard Time? I don't know. And then also all of our current episodes every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and as well as Spotify. Also, be sure to hit the follow button on Spotify so you don't miss all the future episodes that drop there as well. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, Slifer, and as well as my co-host Wyatt Walker, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out, and we'll catch you guys on the very next episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to tonight's episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss a future episode throughout the NASCAR season. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.